Distinguished panelists and guests, it is with great pleasure that I address the opening of this important symposium on an issue of critical importance to UN Women. I want to thank Women's Initiatives for Gender Justice for their work with UN Women in co-organizing this event. On the 10th anniversary of the International Criminal Court, we need to reflect on how far we have come in strengthening women's access to justice. But even more importantly, we need to identify the key future actions that are required to secure meaningful and comprehensive justice for women. The International Criminal Court is a central institution for the pursuit of justice for women for conflict-related crimes. And I want to warmly congratulate Ms. Fatou Bensouda on her appointment as Chief Prosecutor of the International Criminal Court, and I offer the support of UN Women to her in her new role. In 2011, UN Women published our flagship report, Progress of the World's Women. In the report, we investigated progress made towards women's access to justice, whether in the home, the workplace, or in public life. The report dedicates a substantial part of its analysis to highlighting the unique challenges encountered by women in securing justice during and after conflict. It is well established that peace, a peace that extends beyond the simple act of signing a peace agreement, is unsustainable if it is not rooted in justice. When violations of human rights are not investigated, when the root causes of conflicts are not addressed, when victims' calls for justice are not heard, the risk for renewed violence remains high. And yet, in conflict and post-conflict situations, women have the least access to justice precisely when they need it most. In times of conflict, women are disproportionately affected by sexual and gender-based violence, forced displacement, the destruction of civilian infrastructure, and systematic socio-economic rights violations. The role of international courts in delivering justice, where others are either unwilling or unable, sends an important message to victims. This message is that the international community will not turn a blind eye to lawlessness, impunity, and the violation of rights of those most vulnerable. In just over half a century, we have moved from an international legal framework that offered no specific protection for sexual and gender-based crimes to the entering into effect of the Rome Statute in 2002. And the statute of the first permanent International Criminal Court provides us with the most progressive and comprehensive legal framework on gender-based crimes to date. Owing to the courage of survivors and to the leadership demonstrated by many of you here today, individual investigators, legal officers, court staff, and judges, the gains made on paper have been carried through in seminal judgments before the tribunals for Rwanda and the former Yugoslavia, the Special Court for Sierra Leone, and most recently in the work of the ICC, where the majority of indictments to date include charges of sexual and gender-based crimes. Increasing the number of successful prosecutions for sexual and gender-based crimes remains a priority. Equal priority must be placed, however, on victims' rights to comprehensive justice. For this reason, I am particularly encouraged by the recent decision of the ACC on reparation in the case of Thomas Lubanga. The language in the reparations principles on gender sensitivity, inclusiveness, and parity, in addition to the specific attention given to the needs and challenges of delivering reparation for survivors of sexual violence, is a significant contribution to international jurisprudence. In recognition of the particular challenges in providing reparations for victims of sexual violence, UN Women and the Office of the High Commissioner of Human Rights are finalizing guidance to promote gender-sensitive approaches to the design and delivery of reparations for conflict-related sexual violence. The recent ICC decision will surely inform and strengthen this guidance in a significant way. Distinguished panelists and guests, accountability for crimes in war is a critical component of efforts to create a stable and democratic society after conflict. Closing the impunity gap for gendered crime is a priority for all of us. I encourage you in the 2 days ahead to explore the challenges and to elaborate concrete strategies to further justice for all. Thank you very much.